Good morning, traders. I'm meteorologist Sean Sublett for CropProphet, and it's time once again for the forecast of the forecast discussion for Friday, May 30th. USDA report coming in this morning. 2/3 of the corn crop good to excellent. It's been kind of cloudy, kind of damp, kind of chilly, really for North Dakota and Ohio in particular. So as we look at the probability of how the ECMWF ensemble mean is going to come in on Monday regarding the temperature anomalies, a lot of the corn belt here is actually close to normal in their probabilities from North Dakota through a lot of the corn belt extending into Iowa. We do see a very distinct change over a short distance from Iowa and Wisconsin down to the Ohio Valley, and a similar idea from Minnesota and back down to South Dakota, indicating a little more uncertainty on precisely what those temperature anomalies are going to be. But we do see this general idea that the cool spell is probably starting to wind down, and that really is emphasized as we look into the week 2 forecast or days 8 to 14. Again, how we expect the ECMWF ensemble mean to come in for days 8 to 14, and there's a lot more of a warm signal showing up here, a 40-50% chance of the model coming in warmer than normal for the Dakotas, northern Iowa, northern Indiana, and to some aspect northern Illinois, and even immediately south of there we still see a much lower signal with not a lot of signal one way or the other toward it being warmer or cooler than normal. I think the general idea here is that this cool spell is starting to wind down. Regarding precipitation, again, we look at the week 1 forecast of forecast, days 1 through 7. The probability that the ECMWF is going to come in wetter or drier than normal during that time period. A lot more green on the map. That really suggests to us that there's going to be a high probability, 40, 50, 60, some places 70% likelihood the model is going to come in wetter than normal from the arrowhead of Minnesota back down to the southern plains. Now, again, referencing North Dakota and Ohio, there's that sharp gradient over a short distance here between wetter than normal, 40% likelihood of that in southwestern Iowa, and then 40% drier than normal back toward Cleveland and eastern Ohio, and a similar theme here across North Dakota. Drier signals to the northwest, wetter signals to the southeast, so still a lot of uncertainty in those particular locations. But, where it has been a little dry over the last couple of weeks in Nebraska and Iowa, that does suggest it is going to be a little bit wetter than normal when the model comes in on Monday next week. And then in week 2, days 8 to 14, we do see a lot less of a signal until you go back into the western Dakotas. There's a little 40% area drier than normal projected in the forecast model and the European ensemble mean first thing on Monday morning. And going into some of the raw numbers, we see them kind of skewing to drier than normal across the Dakotas. But then much farther southward, as you get into the tail end or the southern end of the soybean area down here near Memphis, that's where we do see it. The model coming in a little bit wetter than normal in week 2, days 8 to 14. Also, don't forget to sign up for the June grain market weather webinar. Go to the website to sign up. It is Monday morning, June 9th at 10 a.m. Eastern. Again, the June grain market weather webinar for CropProphet, Monday, June 9th at 10 a.m. Eastern. So that is the forecast of the forecast for this Friday, May 30th. I'm meteorologist Sean Sublett for CropProphet, and we will talk to you next week.